guys, welcome back, Maurice here, and today we have Tropico 6 and latest updates. So there was a patch released a few days ago and I've been testing it so I can give you more information about it. And that's not the only thing, there is one patch previously I kind of skipped, so let me quickly go through this one. Then the latest one, which is quite cool, but there are some things to mention. And of course we have also DLC, so let me quickly cover all of them. And there will be separate video where I go deep and explain what kind of bugs and issues this latest updates and DLC is bringing to us. Alright, so from the previous patch there was some improvements in language, Arabic language particularly, multiplayer updates, basically just customization, okay, for Palace. And as far as I can see is the performance drops, of course those are bad. It's an issue where discouraging an ultimatum will lead to lost game even the alliance would not, without another superpower existed, so some weird bugs. Then more graphical issues, as you can see, these planes sometimes move vertically apparently, then Tropicans walked on roads instead of sidewalks. These are all kind of small in my opinion. Two major issues that I wanted to mention, so I'm not skipping anything, is Tropicans could get on bridges, so that problem is kind of fixed, at least it's reported to be fixed, okay? That I also need to mention. And firefighters sometimes stayed longer after the fire was already gone, okay? Then of course several crashes and graphical glitches and translation and text issues. So really small update, but I needed to cover it so it's not forgotten, okay? But latest in July of 7th, a few days back, was released update, and now the game version is 0.10. And let me quickly go through what's there. We have relocating buildings, which is absolutely amazing. I like it. Now you have another option. You don't need to destroy the building or anything, and not only you can relocate, you can relocate, for example, if you want just a rotate building, you can do it. It does not block existing, like you pick up from where it's standing, you can place it right back with this, I don't know, one tile movement or anything. That's mentioned here. Absolutely great. And also they reduce the time when building is being destroyed. Once you click delete on PC or on a button, it's actually almost immediately being destroyed with all the animation gone. So if you need to replace one building with another, you don't need to wait anymore. So pretty cool. Then construction. I don't understand why there's construction, but okay. Buildings can be now paused. Whenever you pause the building, any cost is basically stopped, and also all the employees are fired. So if you don't want to destroy the building, and for example, if you want later in the game, but for example now you have you are struggling with money and you need to save a little bit, you can pause the building. So it's absolutely like the building does not exist. It also impacts all the factions and everything. Is if some faction is against, for example, some industry or pollution or something, if you pause the building, it's like the building is gone. It doesn't affect anything. Like when you unpause it, it's like popped up again. So pretty cool. Also, I need to mention, Teamsters will not pick up anything or deliver to paused buildings. So if you are pausing some kind of industry or something, make sure you get all the resources out of it if you need them. Otherwise, they will be stuck in the building. Also, of course, they improved performance for large maps and populations. You know, people like to play these huge maps on sandbox mode, and then game, it's pretty heavy. So some improvements there, quite cool. Tweaked building info user interface to reduce and avoid scroll bars is possible. I haven't seen any scroll bar lately, and I played for all these 4 days basically, so that's kind of cool update. It means user interface is now better than ever. But where the trick starts. So community feedback, they improved guerrilla behavior, and when I read it, like you probably, I was super excited. But when I jumped in the game, there are some problems with it still to be improved. But anyways, let's go through it. So now guerrillas are not spawning right at the building, but they are a bit further from their target. They approach it. Once they approach it, also asks, well, they need more time to set it on fire. They're kind of placing bomb, but at the end, the building is also just set on fire. So your firefighters can just extinguish it, and the building will be all good. Anyways, you have now your fighting chance. It's not like in all those, when I went through the story, the missions, where there was a few maps where you had guerrillas all the time, and they just pop up, set on fire your power plant, and then disappear. And it's like so annoying. Now they actually are coming and going to the building. So first things I need to mention, the distance where they appear. Sometimes it's really far away from other side of the island, so you can absolutely easily destroy them. Sometimes it's still too close, and your military can't react in time, and they set on fire and go away, and it's kind of the same behavior we had previously. Just saying, it's still. In another video, I will show you how it happens and where other issues are happening. But anyways. To balance out this, they also increase the strength for guerrillas, and this is interesting thing. They mentioned guerrillas are now also engaging with watchtowers properly. Previously, they are kind of ignored. No, they are absolutely ignoring the watchtowers as well. Watchtowers are absolutely pointless in the game currently. Not only against guerrillas, they're just going by. Not pausing, not stopping, not receiving any hit damage, nothing. They're just purely ignoring. Not only that, but when you have invading forces from other countries, which are also tested, just checking those watchtowers. Those watchtowers are not doing any damage. Even if there are people in there, if there's animation, they are shooting. If you have all the upgrades with machine gun and everything, they are literally doing 0 damage. So the only and the usage of watchtowers currently is they hold one engaging party, one of their platoons, until they destroy the watchtower. That's the only benefit currently for watchtowers. So I don't know what's going on there, but it's absolutely bad. Right, and there's also DLC content now available on all mission maps. So now you can all the released DLCs, as far as I understand, enable it for missions, which kind of feels like cheating, because without those DLCs it was a bit, I'd say, harder. Now you can enable and have DLCs, but okay, you can check it. And also I need to mention, you can, for your before you start your sandbox, you also can disable all the DLCs or enable what you want. For example, that splitter is annoying for me, but just me. What else? They have separate options now available for text and voiceover languages. Pretty cool. Interesting. This important notice about this feature is experimental. This is about 2 languages, or this is still about DLCs enabling? Because I would expect when you enable and kind of implement and put some new buildings which was not there. Anyways, there is a warning. Still, seems like it's about the language. No, I'm not quite sure. And text and voiceover languages are no longer locked together, meaning player can have different options for text and voiceover. I see no reason why would anyone read it in one language and hear the same or some voiceover in different language, but not me. I'm not judging. Just cool, we have options. We like options. Also, you can about the pirates, you can change difficulty. Remember, pirates are only in colonial times, so that's just a small portion of the game. If you're not playing some mission where the arrows are locked. And also you can disable absolutely, so pirates are gone. Good. Also cool. Bug fixes also, they are mentioning fixing issues with inconsistent family relationships. You know, family is important, so now we have at least consistent relationships, so good, thank you. Fixed minor crashes and graphical glitches, of course, always welcome. And translation and text issues. If you have noticed some mistranslations or text problems, maybe they are gone now. And fixed bug not showing El Presidente when entering customization mode. Customization mode, okay, whatever. Cool, that is fixed. And now the important update. Let me also mention there are bugs and problems, and I have kinda a lot of issues about this Lobbyistico DLC, but that I will explain in detail in another video, okay? So here, let's go through the patch notes. There's also a small trailer, we will watch it, I will show you, but quickly let me just mention so you can fully understand what's going on in the video. So, in simple words, what we have is new mechanics, so that is corruption. If you have disabled this DLC, there is no corruption, right? So in Almanac, there is additional field that shows how much corruption you have, and with that you have also 3 new buildings. 2 of these buildings are kind of directly impacting and around corruption itself. So one of them is El Presidente Club, which is here, and second is Corruption Agency. So one increases, another decreases corruption or changes negative effects, so the corruption is not impacting so badly. And the third building is actually official residence, which is far away from corruption, let's say. It just generates you Swiss money. Simple as that. People live in there, and you get not money, but Swiss money. That's it. And 2 more traits are introduced. Polarizing is absolutely pointless as hell. I will just put it out right there. What it does is whenever you have elections, there are 3 types of people: for you, against you, and then undecided. When you have polarizing trait, there are no undecided citizens. Basically, everyone is split into categories, which is naturally happening whenever election day hits anyway. So I see no reason whatsoever to pick up this trait. That's just me. And all for the folk, this I tried and tested, was not particularly fond of it. Quickly explain. Two things that also generate corruption is getting Swiss money, Swiss bank money, and using Swiss bank money. When you have all for folks, when you are using it, does not generate corruption. I will quickly just mention, just by getting this Swiss money generates enough corruption to put you in a really bad place. So this one, all for folk, kinda does not fully relieve you from problems around corruption. Same. A little bit disappointing trait, I would say. Many other traits are way better to handle even more difficult situations. Also introduced few more music. I'm curious why it's not mentioned here, but they also in the trailer will mention they have few more maps, so these are also new. And of course, 4 additional customization options for El Presidente and Palace. My only comment here is if I want to play around with clothes and buildings, how they look and something, I either play Sims 4 or 3 or 2 or any of the Sims, another game, or I don't know, Barbie doll and their dollhouse comes in mind. If you like those dressing, don't need to mix up such dressing doll stuff with strategy games. Okay, that's my feeling. A little bit too much influence from it. Anyways, let me quickly switch over to Tropico video, and also let me disable music. So let's watch it. I will shut up so you can see what's going on here.
Peggy 16.
basically that's it. Small little things. Let me quickly just recap what we saw, and that will be quick, and then we're done with these patch notes, and I will jump in another video and explain in detail what's going on. So first things first, new mechanics, corruption, pretty cool. Then they are showing, basically we can see here the El President Club, where you have 4 slots and you can invite 4 of 8 faction leaders, and you cannot invite 2 opposing faction leaders. For example, the industrialists and environmentalists. If you invite one of them, another one is not coming, or if you invite another one, this one will be gone. So you can from these 4 pairs pick one of the leaders. Once they are in the club, you can engage with different, let's say, bonuses. The problem is whenever you have anyone in the club, where is it? Yeah, when you have in the club, that produces corruption. Besides already from Swiss bank income, Swiss bank money usage, and all other things. So then this corruption agency comes in play, where you have 2 options literally. I will not go in details, but one of them is fight it, so it's reducing the corruption, which reduces by a little bit. So you need to be still really careful how much corruption you gain against how much you can fight off, so reduce. Corruption rating goes from 0 to 100, so it's literally, when it's 0, there's no impact. When there's 100, well, there's a lot of problems. So in both of these agency options, there is a reduced impact from the corruption. How much it is doesn't, of course it matters, but the effect is reduced. And I think if we play, yeah, they also showcase the praise the corruption. So as you can see, less impact on liberty and faction standing and whatnot. So I stressed that both of them, and we'll explain more in the other video, okay? One of the things I needed to mention here absolutely is, you see 4 kinda views, but remember there's only 3 buildings in the DLC, so these 2 are exactly the same, just from different angles. So club, corruption agency, this is the residential. They're not even showing anything in the residential building because it's absolutely nothing's there, nothing there, okay? And of course you also see the new customizations. As I mentioned, if I want to play with dolls, I'm going to my dolls. I don't have any. Anyways, this was everything you need to know about the DLC from the patch notes, also what they released. I will explain and show all in detail in another video. This is patch notes video, so I don't want to mix them up. So that should cover everything. Alright guys, thank you for watching, and as always we will meet in next video.